Tell me again all the crimes I've committed, and I'll tell you the price of victory.
To truly tell the story of Swain, we have to start with one of his main adversaries, the Matron of the Black Rose LeBlanc, whose identity is as intangible as the whispers that describe her. For centuries, LeBlanc has served in secret as an advisor to foreign dignitaries, appearing in many nations at once, under the guise of the Pale Woman, her illusions driving order into chaos. Rumors of a new matron rising with each generation, only raising further questions. And the new emperor of Noxus, Boram Darkwill, was but the latest to learn this for himself. Though the Black Rose had aided his bid for the throne, he refused the counsel of their hand-picked advisors, requiring LeBlanc to take drastic measures, manipulating a young nobleman named Swain into revealing the cult's involvement. LeBlanc then allowed herself to be caught and executed, along with the most prominent conspirators. Or so they thought. In time, she would once again reach out to Darkwill, and found an increasingly paranoid ruler, fearful of his own immortality. And so after promising him the secrets to extend his life, LeBlanc slowly poisoned Darkwill's mind. Under his rule, the Noxian reverence of strength became something far more sinister. And together they ensured Swain's legend would end in disgrace on the battlefields of Ionia. But Swain, emboldened by forbidden lore from within the Immortal Bastion, did something wholly unexpected, managing to drag Darkwill from the throne and seize Noxus for himself. For this new Grand General was not interested in his own legacy, but instead the glory of the Empire. And such a man was not so easily corrupted, for the Noxian Grand General was born into an aristocratic family, one of many to exist since the first walls were raised around Noxus. Swain seemed destined for a life of privilege, and the noble houses had played a key role in Boram Darkwill's rise to power. But many hungered for greater influence, and so plotted against Darkwill, in a secret cabal united by nothing more than the symbol of a black rose. Swain personally executed the most prominent conspirators. Among them were his own parents, whose whispers of a pale woman had first alerted him of the dangers to Noxus, which he valued more than house or kin. For exposing the cabal, Swain was granted a commission in the Noxian army. Far from anything he had ever known, there he learned firsthand that the Empire was not strong because of their sheer strength, as he had believed, but instead because of the way it could unite all men in spite of their origins. On the front lines, a foreign slave could be the equal of a highborn noble. Swain's own reputation was secured in Shurima, where his forces raised countless Noxtora above the desert sand. Yet in time, it became clear that greed was the sole purpose driving the Empire forward, fighting wars on too many fronts, lusting over political, over magical. The Empire forward, fighting wars on too many fronts, lusting over magical relics. The aging Boram Darkwill was clearly growing unhinged. When Noxus invaded Ionia, Darkwill began to move even more brazenly. With Swain's forces depleted, it became nearly impossible to engage the enemy. Finally, at the Battle of the Placidium, after luring the local militia into what should have been a trap, Swain's war host was overrun. His veterans were routed, and Swain was gravely wounded. His knees shattered, Ionian blades cleaving through his left arm. As he lay on the verge of death, a raven approached to feed, and Swain felt an old familial darkness press upon him again. Staring into the bird's eye, he saw reflections of the evil strangling the heart of Noxus, a black rose, the pale woman, and her puppet emperor. Swain realized that he had not defeated the hidden cabal, and they had tricked him and lured him to what should have been his death. All this was glimpsed, not in the mind of a raven, but something more, something of the demonic power his parents had been seeking. The demon's eyes ablaze in the dark, cast out of the military for his failure, and considered nothing more than a cripple. Swain set about uncovering what truly lay within the Immortal Bastion, an entire entity preying upon the dying and consuming their secrets, as it had attempted to consume his own. Swain started to see the darkness, seeing what it could not, a way to wield it. Though his meticulous preparations took many years, Swain and his remaining allies seized control of Noxus in a single night. Physically restored by the demon he had found in the secrets of the Bastion, he crushed Darkwill in full view of his followers, leaving the throne shattered and empty. Swain's vision for the future of Noxus is one of strength through unity. He has pulled back the war host from Darkwill's unwinnable campaigns, and with the establishment of the Trifarix, he ensured that no individual can rule unopposed. He embraces any who will pledge themselves to the Empire, even the Black Rose, though he knows in secret they still plot against him. In his proclamation it states, "Citizens of Noxus, I bring word from the capital. It is a time for celebration. The hand of Noxus is returned, and stands with our new Grand General. With the noble houses united behind them, the new age of our glorious empire begins. Let it be known that on this day, from distant Shurima to the shores of Ionia, the countless wars initiated by Boram Darkwill will have been ended. No longer will our brave soldiers spend their lives needlessly and without gain. While on campaign in the Northlands, mighty General Darius received orders to stand down. Rather than meekly accept this edict, he marched back to the capital with all his war hosts, for the duty of the Hand of Noxus is first and foremost to the Empire itself. It is right and proper that he would question these orders, and the authority by which they were issued. Let it be known that General Darius met with General Swain. Darius was satisfied that the coup against Boram Darkwill was just and legal, that Swain's intentions were for the good of Noxus. Under the protection of Darius and his war hosts, representatives from all noble houses have met to hear Swain's plans for the future of Noxus. Those who have sworn themselves and their houses to him in perpetuity have received full pardons. Furthermore, let it be known that Jericho Swain and the noble houses are committed to ending the decades of incompetence and nepotism that plagued Darkwill's rule. But the former Grand General was not an evil man, and Swain would not have him remembered as such. Rather, he was a weak man, manipulated from behind the scenes by others. Yes, friends, there is a corruption at the heart of our great empire. For centuries, this corruption has grown, blooming like a pleasant flower in plain sight, while its roots twist and spread in the darkness beneath. No more, friends, no more. Jericho Swain will destroy any who seek to exploit Noxus for their own secretive gains. He will tear out this corruption, this blighted and thorned rose, root and stem. Our beloved Grand General has heard the fears of the noble houses, that if any could fall to such corruption, then why not him also? To that end, henceforth, he has decreed that Noxus shall not be ruled by any single individual, but three. He draws upon the legacy of the great among the old tribes. The vision of the Noxidae, the might of the Noxrai, the guile of the Noxtali, to create a Trifarix council, whose members will eschew any throne and embody those same principles of strength that have ever allowed Noxus to triumph over its foes. Finally, let it be known that after much consolation with his dear friends among the nobility, the Grand General has reconciled with the leaders of the Assassin's Guild. Alongside Swain and Darius, they will find a place on the council prepared for them, maintaining a faceless representative to protect the Empire against even the most insidious threats from within. Go forth, citizens. The greatest years of Noxus lie before us, united in purpose and glory once more.